Come on. Oh, my bad. Come on, spontaneous views. I guess that's the pollen. Happy pollen season to everybody. It usually don't mess with me, but I guess as you get older, your body, start to talk to you a little differently. I'm gonna talk real quick on this. This is the subject for today. This come on, spontaneous views. This is the topic, and y'all can excuse the sun again. The sun, this is just the way I'm parked. This is a better way for me to park. Anyway, I want to touch up real quick on this, these UFOs that the government is it the government or is it the Chinese government? I mean, who knows? Real quick, shout out to my New York Knicks. We're on a 9-game win streak. It's been a while. I got to shout them out real quick. But anyway, I did minimal research on this. Really, to make a long story short and a short story shorter, this deal with these UFOs. Now, first of all, when they say UFOs, we understand that UFOs are unidentified flying objects. So we're not talking about actual saucers flying in the sky and making these old wicked moves up in the sky, kind of like the movies or cartoons like the Jetsons and all that. We got to understand cartoons and movies, they subconsciously sway our minds to think a certain way. So when the event happens, or when we so quote unquote thinking about UFOs, subconsciously it's already in our mind, right? So let's go back in the day when they talked about the Roswell but the Roswell crashing. I think it was 1954. I think it was. I could be a little wrong, but who gives a fuck? Oh, sorry, I ain't mean to curse, but anyway, who gives a damn about these UFO? We have to understand this. First, I'm gonna say this as far as the UFOs about. Let's just say hypothetically UFOs are real before I really get to my spill for the day. UFOs, let's just say hypothetically they're real. Okay, so where are they coming from? That's the first question. Now, with me being enlightened to, true earth, flat earth theory, I keep saying theory for some reason. True earth knowledge, forgive me. I guess I'm a little tired today, I don't know. Basically, I'm dealing with the true earth, flat earth. Now, we know as far as the earth, we know as flat earthers that, the earth is not a flat surface that's suspended in space and supposedly going around the sun. That's all BS. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because when we're talking about actual objects flying, they're not actually flying in space, because again, you can't have combustion in space. First and foremost, it's a vacuum. So you cannot have combustion in space. You have to have, a rocket or a spaceship has to thrust off stuff, sort of like an airplane thrusts off air. If you're in a boat thrusts off water, so forth and so on. So when you're talking about an object being in space, it has to thrust off of something. You cannot have combustion in space. I'm just going to leave it right there. The reason why I say that now is because when you talk about UFOs, where do they come from? To me, UFOs, if they are real, let's just say hypothetically, they are coming from other worlds. What I mean by that is not from space. I mean beyond the ice walls. I mean beyond Antarctica, where no one can travel, where they have these treaties of these 53 countries that are guarding and came to an agreement that no one can explore these lands. So let's just say hypothetically, beyond the ice wall of Antarctica, there are other lands of other living life that may somehow, and this is all alleged, I'm just for the sake of the argument, because I will never know, and most of the people that I know will probably never, even a globalist will probably never know. A globalist is probably really thinking that a UFO is coming from Mars or coming from Jupiter or some other mysterious planet that's in the so-called universe. But anyway, my theory that I'm coming up with, let's just say they are coming from the other side of the Antarctic ice wall. And even though he was a Mason, but we're talking about Admiral Byrd, when he supposedly went beyond the ice wall, he discovered land that said it had a whole bunch of resources and minerals over there. But of course, he was a Mason, so how would you really know what he was talking? He could have been lying. But again, he was on a TV show. I forgot the guy's name, but regardless of the fact, he could have been telling the truth. That's why they silenced him or killed him after the fact. But anyway, if they are UFOs, my point is they're not coming from outer space. There's no such thing as outer space. We have to understand that. There's no outer space. You cannot have combustion and like these Star Treks and Star Wars. Like, they were cool when I was a kid. I used to watch it, you know, even my grandmother used to watch, I think it was Star Trek. That was her favorite show. But when I really think about it, come on, man, you ain't just gliding in space. You know, you don't really have any combustion. You don't have a sense of direction, because if you think about it, if you're in space, there's no north, south, east, west. So how do you really know where you're going at? But anyway, that's just another small thing that I just thought about. But anyway, let's get back to the UFOs. And basically what I'm trying to say is that the little bit of research I did on these UFOs. Okay, first of all, they're unidentified flying objects. Basically, they were balloons. Now, I'm pretty sure you heard of the one that supposedly came from China. That was, I think it was in Canada somehow. Then it looped around the top of the United States and came all the way down. And the reason why they didn't want to shoot it down is because they didn't know if it was hazardous or not. So they waited till they got off the coast of South Carolina and then they shot it down. I could kind of see where they're coming from as far as saying, hey, we didn't want to shoot down because it was hazardous. But me personally, I think they're the ones that put it up there. Now, supposedly over the past, let's just say month or so, they shot down UFOs. All these UFOs that they're talking about, they were balloons. That's all they were. They were unidentified flying objects, which is a UFO. Like right now, I'm outside, and if I look up and I see a suspicious aircraft, I can identify that as a UFO because I don't know what it is. Anything that's not registered on a radar is classified as an unidentified flying object. That's all it is. But we got to understand, we allow movies to persuade us to think a certain way. So immediately when we say UFO, we immediately think of something that's in space, or that's coming from space with green aliens and stuff. And again, if these creatures are real, which I don't feel like they are, but if they are real, they're not coming from outer space. They're coming from other worlds, which I'm referring to as beyond the ice wall. Now, they supposedly shot these objects down. Okay, now what? And to be honest with you, all they're doing is prepping your mind subconsciously for an alien invasion. They've been talking about this for the past, I don't know, 10 years. This is all about an alien invasion that they're trying to plan right now. So what are they going to do to the public? They're going to start putting propaganda out there as far as UFOs. They're going to talk about UFOs and this stuff coming from outer space and all this and that. No, it's not. It's either coming from another country that they're in cahoots with, or it's an actual government. Again, look at Roswell. I mean, not Roswell. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Not Roswell. Look at Area 51, an area that it's a part of the United States that's in a state that you can't even visit. I don't think you can even go within 50 miles of Area 51. Why is that? What are they hiding? What are they doing in Area 51? How we know that they're not launching anything from Area 51 that's being classified as a UFO? Again, this is mind manipulation. This is all they're trying to do is prep your mind to think that UFOs are real. So when they do finally come up with this alien invasion, your mind is going to already be subjected to thinking about UFOs being real. That's all they're doing. I'm gonna tell you like this. If it ever gets to a point to where they're talking about an alien invasion, I'm not going to blink twice. I'm not going to panic or anything, because I know that it's BS. I know what they're talking about is BS. Period. I'm not going to flinch. I'm not going to act all excited and, hey, honey, go grab the kids. Let's just, no, I'm not going to do none of that. I'm not going to do it. The same thing when you talk about these holograms, this supposed hologram that they're trying to show. I don't know how, I haven't heard any steam about this one, but this is kind of a little off subject. But when you talk about the Bible, when they talk about God seeing, I mean by every eye seeing God, well, first of all, how can every eye see God on a globe Earth? That's already a debunk on globe Earth right there. But anyway, what they're talking about is putting a hologram so tall in the sky that every eye can actually see it. Now, again, I haven't heard this in a while, but a couple years ago, I heard them doing this. They were talking about the second coming of Jesus. When they talk about the second coming of Jesus Christ, this is what they're talking about. But the elites are talking about doing this in holographic form. But I don't want to get too deep into that, because that can be content for another video. I just want to touch on this UFO stuff. Just to put it in a nutshell, family, I'm gonna do some more research on it. But the little bit of research that I've seen, just to close on this, I did a quick, and I forgot what state he was. I want to say it was in Montana. A guy did an interview with a guy that supposedly seen this UFO, and he was doing something in his backyard, and just to make a long story short, he said he's seen something in the sky, and one of the neighbors seen something shoot it down. Again, that can be anything, but they're reporting it as it's a UFO. So again, let's just nip this in the bud. And we have to understand that UFOs, even if they are real, they're not coming from space. Hypothetically, the way I'm thinking, and this is all alleged, but this can be a situation where things are beyond the Antarctic ice wall. There are other lands that's beyond our Antarctic circle. We just don't know about it. Those lands can house a whole bunch of stuff. Those lands can house so-called people that passed away, that probably want to escape the fame of being here. They probably want to escape and go to another world. The same thing when they were talking about conquering the world with Christopher Columbus. When he talked about conquering the world, this is in the Bible also. When they talked about conquering the other world, going to other worlds, or the world ending, they were talking about going to an actual another place. Think about it. This world that we're in is gonna never end. No one is more powerful than the Creator. Whether you want to call him God, whatever name you have for your God, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that there could be, and this is obviously speculation because I don't have the means or the resources to go beyond the Antarctic ice wall. I can't go there. But me just thinking, and when they're bringing up these UFOs, it got to be something that's coming from beyond the ice wall, or it's coming from Area 51, or the government is just doing their little tricks again. So again, family, I'm gonna try to do a little bit more research on this, but these UFOs, you know, I think they capping, and they're trying to prep our minds for an actual alien invasion. But again, you know, subscribe, comment if you see this video. I'm gonna try to do another part 2 to this if I get a little bit more information, but if not, I'm gonna move on to the next one. But I'll see y'all later. It's called Chronicles. Come one, come all. Y'all come join me.